What's up, guys? We're going to be revisiting the strop here. I just have a side angle. I want to show you the difference between stropping a regular blade and a straight razor. Because stropping straight razors is definitely different. It's actually even easier. But anyway, first knife for comparison, I have the Benchmade Model 239 International Series. You don't normally see people stropping Balisongs, but you know, just like any other knife, I like to keep it as sharp as possible. If you do get cut, the sharper the edge, the better the cut will be. And what I mean by that is it'll be a cleaner cut. It'll heal faster and it'll hurt less. But anyway, I'm giving you a side angle here so you can actually see the angle of the blade. What you want to do for most knives is angle it, okay, slightly. We're on roughly a 30 to 35 degree angle. Okay, now as you're stropping, you don't have to worry about keeping a very consistent angle. Because of the fact that the leather's giving. If you watch underneath the blade, the leather rides with it like a wave. Okay. Now what this does is it kind of wraps around the edge of the knife. So if you're slightly off, hello. And this is in the compound section. I had a lot of questions on where to get the compound. You could just Google green stropping compound. You'll see, tons of different pages. The green is usually a little bit finer than the white. It's also called rouge. Okay, green rouge or white rouge. And a lot of times you'll find this also at jewelry websites because they'll use this to polish up fine jewelry. But anyway, as you can see, just angled and stropping how I showed you in the last video. Alright, now on to what this video is really about. Straight razors. Okay, this is my straight razor that I use. It's a DeVoe, and it is a very affordable razor. It's less than 60 bucks. Got this as a Christmas present. But let's see if we can get that blade to read here. And we can see Soligen, Germany. Or it says Soligen best quality, but it is from Germany. Anyway, carbon steel blade. I do have a little bit of a patina forming. A couple spots here and there, just from, getting wet from use. You see kind of speckling on the top there. But anyway, what you want to do with a straight razor is you want to keep it completely flat against the strop, okay? You want it to actually rest and rub against the spine. That's how you're going to sharpen a straight razor. Now I'm going to give you this other view, which I did last time, because I want to show you this. When I'm stropping a straight razor, obviously the blade itself is square. I don't have to worry about ever canting it or angling it. But instead of just going straight up and down like this, I'm making sure I get every part of the blade because the strop is narrower than the blade. What I do is I keep the knife straight, but I angle the direction. I go on a diagonal. So if that makes any sense, I'm not turning it this way, but instead of just going literally straight, I'm going on a diagonal and keeping the blade straight. Okay. I'm going to flip this over, the other side. And again, keeping the blade completely flat. Now I don't need to actually use the stropped or the paste area. I'm using just the bare leather here because I haven't used this since I last stropped it. Just want to give you a demonstration here. And that's how you strop your straight razor. Now if you're actually going to shave with this and you're not just buying them to collect, you want to strop before and after every single shave. Okay, make it a habit. That's annoying. Alright. Make it a habit to strop this because the sharper, the less painful it's going to be. If you try to shave with a somewhat sharp edge, believe me, it's going to hurt. Okay, you're going to end up pulling hairs out, you're going to end up nicking yourself. It's not fun. I want to show you another little tip here. And I'm going to need, actually I can leave it right here. If you do not have a strop, because a lot of people out there don't have a strop yet, you might end up going to buy one. Maybe you watch this video and you say, oh, I'm going to get a strop, but then you never do. I'm going to show you another little trick you can use to strop. Okay? And it will cost you nothing. let's go back to the Balisong. Alright. So here's our Balisong. You'll need a knife and a piece of newspaper, and that's it. What you can actually do is wrap a piece of paper around any hard surface, and I'm just doing this on the molding here to give you an example, but obviously the edge of a table would work as well. And you can actually strop on the edge of that hard surface. And you do it the same as any other strop, and you just do it with a piece of newspaper. This is just one sheet. You can double up if you want. It's the same exact technique. Now I'm not pressing very hard at all, okay? I'm just using the weight of the blade to come down and strop. So just a quick little tip. Alright, let's try that razor one more time. A couple more passes, then I'll give you a demonstration here. An actual little cutting demonstration. Now one quick thing with the razor blade is you never ever, actually I'm going to back up here and just use the leather portion again. No need to actually use the compound area. But anyway, you never ever want to test your razor blades on paper to see if they're sharp. Okay, there's such a fine edge on this razor that if you use a piece of even newspaper, even something as thin as newspaper, you're going to damage your edge. Okay, it'll roll over and it will not feel good when you try to shave your face. So the only thing you want to do to test to make sure this is sharp is cut hair. So it should be good now. Let's that's super annoying when that's swinging. Okay, I actually like this side facing out. I don't know why. Alright, so to test this out I'm going to have to shave a little, just a dry shave. I'll cut a little of my arm hair on the side here. But let me make sure this is focused in. There we go. You guys can probably see that. Obviously you see all the hair here. But nice clean shave. I got a little bald spot on my arm, but that's okay. Let's round around the wrist here. Yes, razor blade on the wrist. Don't try this at home if you don't know what you're doing. But perfectly clean shave, and that is with no shaving cream or soap or anything. So super important to strop your knives properly. If you're going to strop a razor blade, be sure to do it properly on a strop and keep that blade completely flat the whole time. Use the actual spine as a guide. Make sure the spine is rubbing the whole time you're stropping. And again, you're not trying to push down hard. We're not trying to cut the strop. We're just letting the weight of the knife gently glide across. So there it is, a very suitable straight razor. So thanks for watching, guys. This will probably conclude my stropping videos. There's nothing really else that needs to be said other than it works great. Some people send me messages saying, you know, does it really work? Should I really get a strop? You know, can't I just use a sharpener? Well, if you want to sharpen your knives, buy a knife sharpener. If you want to go beyond a really fine edge, get yourself a strop. It's that simple. Oh, and real quick, there's a difference between a kitchen steel, actually steeling a knife, and stropping a knife. When you strop a knife, what you're doing is you're refining the edge and you're polishing it to make those little micro teeth even smaller. When you have a kitchen steel, like when you'll see a chef, you know, it's like a long steel. I don't have one in front of me right now, but basically looks like a file or something. And they'll do that quick little, you know, back and forth. They're not sharpening the knife, and they're not stropping it. What they're doing is steeling it. And what they're doing is they're taking that edge, okay, which is weebly and wobbly, and they're straightening it out. They're using a harder metal than the blade to straighten that blade out. Because you can have a really sharp edge, but if it's rolled over or turned, when you go to cut stuff, it's going to roll off and it's not going to cut and bite into it. So there is a difference between a kitchen steel and a strop and actually sharpening. Those are three completely different things: stropping, steeling, and sharpening. So that's all. Thanks for watching. As always, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.